Hello everybody. Again, I'm doing another interview with this lovely lady here, with Bradley. Once again, I'm going to ask him a couple of questions and see kind of different answers, and so you guys just get a different perspective of how different folk practitioners are. Okay, so Bradley, hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
What is your practice?
My practice is based around my own area of growing up and living, and my family's and ancestors' area, which is the Black Country. I've got a group explaining and deciphering some of the cunning folk and people around the Black Country area, and I do have a few different types of practices I incorporate in that as well.
Okay, cool. Can I ask what ones?
I work with a few here and there deities and like fae folk as well, so that'll be like the Queen Mab. I do like to work with her as like spring and summer are mainly my favourite two seasons. Yeah. And I do a bit of work with LaMotta, or sometimes LaMotta, and just basically anyone that needs healing that I know of, and anyone that needs any boost in their life. I can inject them with, well, not the adrenaline type, with a bit of a magical type. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, how is your practice? How is your practice different from, say, ashes, in terms of how you practice? I know you said about LaMotta.
My practice, I like things to have an arty and quirky twist to them.
Yeah. So
I incorporate that with my own personality, as I do like my different types of quirks, and I like to work with the strange and the mysterious, and like make something that someone doesn't expect, like more realistic and more viewable.
Okay, cool. So what are your views on modern traditional witchcraft?
Me myself, my views are quite mixed in terms of like people, how they pronounce the word of magic. I always believe that it's strongly, firmly the MAGIC, whereas when I see people use magic or magica and other variations of the word, I kind of think, whoa, hang on, other cultures and types of like people from different like countries and areas will use specific words, but me as a practitioner of the Midlands and the Black Country, I prefer the strong magic.
Yeah.
And in terms of when people say, "Are you a witch, cunning folk, or charmer?" I prefer the strong terminology of the witch. It imbues a power, and it imbues a difference. When I do past life regression on myself and others, mainly on myself really, all my lives have been like strong female characters, and they've all been powerful and they've all been known as witches, so I like to follow them, because it's not in my bloodline as that sense, it's in my timeline, and that's how some of my views on that.
Okay, so with folk magic, like old folk charms and stuff like that, how do you yourself incorporate that into your rituals now? Like, how do you incorporate old folk magic into like the modern day?
But I like to when I do look at old charms and stuff, and like old charms, spells and stuff. I like to give them a bit of a modern twist or a quirky twist.
Yeah.
Like use vibrant objects, inanimate objects and stuff to just give it a flair, and to like, I like things to look at the finer details and the hidden spiritual and magical meanings behind certain things, and then just incorporate them together. It might not look sense, but it makes sense and gets that kind of crazy quirkiness.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So you incorporate sass into
Yes.
charms.
Yeah,
pure sass. Okay, cool. So, oh, mine's gone blank. So, in regards to working with LaMotta, do you keep that separate aside from your folk magic practice, or does it kind of merge together?
I like to keep them separate, but wherever there is a need for a much combined or a boost, a teamwork kind of thing, I do like to try and mix all three of my little things going on. As I'm currently from a spiritual background and then coming into a pagan lifestyle as well. I like to use my spiritual side to connect LaMotta, and I use my pagan styles to connect Mab and various other deities and that I can call upon to kind of try and use a tactical attack or a tactical boost. Yeah, so...
Okay, cool. So, I know you said that you was pagan, but do you incorporate any sort of Christian charms or like psalms or prayers into your work?
I'm a very big fan of the psalms, actually.
love the psalms.
My family passed down an inherited book, a common prayer book, and it's mainly psalms in there. And psalms, to me, has a very impactful boost on what you're doing. It can make and break people, and make and break. It can make and break everything. So, and there are some sassy charms in there as well.
Yeah, there always are. Okie doke, so random spirit activity there, sorry.
Don't worry, just say hey.
Yeah. Don't worry, girl, I'm used to it. Okay, so working this charm tonight, this charm that we'll be doing tonight, what are your views on working older charms and how they play a part now into this modern age?
I always think the older the charm, the better. But then, use some modern quirks and some modern things, but don't lose the character. It's old charms have the character and the fame behind them, as they do. It's like it's just keep it basic, keep it simple. You can add a bit of like modern twist to it, but don't take the character of what's already been set by previous witches and cunning folk before us. You know, because I don't think they'll be very pleased if you was coming changing up their work and they took offence. Really, I mean. We're all here to aim to please ourselves, people around us, and people who've been before us, but, I mean, I don't want to rub salt in their wounds and say, look, I'm changing your charm, and naming it my own. No, keep the characters of the old charms, but do try to change them up as little as possible, and give them a new work.
So I know that you have you love your crystals. So do you incorporate them into the traditional folk magic that you do?
Especially when I'm working with the likes of LaMotta, or even Mab. Yeah, I think I'm not always introducing my crystals with them because they have their own tools, and I have my own tools separately for them. But if I do use my crystals to help give me a bit of a boost in whatever field I'm working on, definitely a big fan of obsidian. Hence,
He also has a cat called Obsidian as well, who's very, very cute. His pussy is fan. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. Okay.
Oh yeah.